Marcus Whitfield had built
You're
an
doing
empire
great.
from
Just
nothing.
relax.
At
Everything is
58
under
years
control.
old, he owned half the commercial real estate in the city, and his name opened doors that remained closed to others. But lying in that hospital bed with machines beeping around him, Marcus discovered something his money could never buy. The accident had been serious. A collision on the highway left him bruised and battered, but conscious. The doctors, however, believed he had slipped into a coma. Marcus could hear everything around him, but his body refused to respond. At first, panic gripped him, but then he made a choice. He would wait and listen. That is when he met Elena. She was his nurse assigned to his care during the night shift. Her voice was the first thing he truly noticed, soft and warm like honey and tea. She spoke to him as if he could hear every word, and in truth he could. "Good evening, Mr. Whitfield," she would say each night as she entered his room. "I hope you had a peaceful day. Let me check your vitals, and then I will tell you about mine." Elena was different from anyone Marcus had known in his world of business deals and boardroom battles. She treated him with a gentleness that felt foreign yet deeply comforting. On the third night, she began to open up. "You know, Mr. Whitfield," she said, while adjusting his four, "I have been a nurse for 32 years now. I am 61, and some days my back reminds me of every single one of those years. But I cannot imagine doing anything else." There was a pause, and Marcus heard her pull up a chair beside his bed. "My daughter Sarah thinks I should retire," she continued. "She worries about me working these long shifts. But what would I do at home? Watch television and wait to grow old. No, this work gives me purpose." Each night Elena shared more of her life. She spoke of her late husband, David, who had passed 5 years earlier from cancer. She had nursed him at home during his final months, refusing to let strangers care for the man she had loved for 38 years. "My Sarah, she is struggling right now," Elena confessed one evening. Her voice cracked slightly. "She is a single mother with 2 beautiful boys ages 8 and 10. She works so hard, but the bills keep piling up. Her ex-husband sends nothing. I help when I can, but on a nurse's salary, there's only so much." Marcus listened, and something shifted inside him. He had spent decades accumulating wealth, making calculated investments and shrewd business moves. But when had he last thought about the people who actually made his life function? The security guards in his buildings, the cleaning staff, the workers who kept his empire running while he collected the profits. Elena continued talking to him each night. She read him poetry sometimes. Mary Oliver and Robert Frost. She described the sunset she had seen on her drive to work, or the funny thing her grandson had said. "Mr. Whitfield, I hope, wherever you are in there, you can feel that you are cared for," she whispered one night. "You matter, not because of your money or your success, but because you are a human being, a soul in this world just like the rest of us." Those words pierced through Marcus like nothing ever had. On the 8th night, Elena arrived at his room, and Marcus heard something different in her footsteps, a heaviness. She went through her routine checks, but remained quiet. Finally, she sat down, and he heard her crying softly. "I am sorry, Mr. Whitfield," she said through tears. "I should not
You're going to be
burden you
just
with this.
fine.
But I have no one else
We're
to
here
talk
for
to
you
right now.
every step
My
of the
daughter
way."
called today. She is going to lose her apartment. She is 3 months behind on rent, and the landlord filed for eviction. Those boys are going to be homeless, and I cannot fix it. I have tried to save, but after my own rent and expenses, I have almost nothing left." Elena took a shaky breath. "I feel like I have failed her. After everything David and I tried to give her a good life, I cannot help her when she needs me most. What kind of mother does that make me?" Marcus felt something he had not experienced in decades. True empathy, raw and overwhelming. Here was a woman who had dedicated her life to caring for others, who showed up every night to tend to a stranger with kindness and dignity, and she could not help her own daughter. The next morning, Marcus made his decision. When the doctor came for morning rounds, Marcus opened his eyes. The doctor nearly dropped his clipboard. "Mr. Whitfield, you are awake. How do you feel?" Marcus's voice came out raspy from disuse. "I need my lawyer." Within hours, his attorney arrived. Marcus made arrangements quickly and with specific instructions. 3 days later, Marcus was moved to a regular room. Elena came to see him, her eyes wide with surprise and joy. "Mr. Whitfield, you came back to us," she said, beaming. "I never stopped listening," Marcus replied, looking directly at her. "I heard everything." Elena's smile faltered, slightly confused. Marcus continued, "Elena, I need to tell you something. Your daughter, Sarah, she is not going to lose her apartment. I have taken care of the back rent and paid her lease for the next 2 years. Elena's hand went to her mouth. "Mr. Whitfield, what? No, I could not possibly." "Please," Marcus said gently. "You gave me something in my darkest hours. You reminded me what it means to be human, to be seen not for what you own, but for who you are. Let me do this." Tears streamed down Elena's face. "But why?" "Because kindness matters," Marcus said simply. "Because in all my years of building wealth, I forgot to build connection. You showed me what I had been missing." Elena sat down, her legs seeming to give way. "I do not know what to say." "Say you will accept it," Marcus replied. "And maybe when I get out of here, you will introduce me to those grandsons of yours. I hear they are quite something." Elena laughed through her tears and nodded. Over the following weeks, as Marcus recovered, he and Elena talked for hours, not as patient and nurse, but as friends. Two people in the autumn of their lives, sharing wisdom and stories. Marcus established a foundation to help healthcare workers facing financial hardship. Elena became his advisor, helping him understand the real struggles of ordinary people. She taught him that wealth means nothing without compassion. And Marcus taught her that accepting help is not weakness, but grace. Sometimes the greatest gifts come not from what we have, but from truly seeing another person. And sometimes lying still and listening can teach us more than a lifetime of speaking ever could. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment below telling us about a time when someone's kindness changed your perspective on life. Your story might inspire someone else today.